Hello everyone, this is Pawfect and welcome to my channel update video. It's been a long time coming. As you all well know, I haven't been very active for the last 12 months, possibly longer. There's lots of reasons for that, and I just want to have a bit of a summary session in this video to sort of describe where I've been, what I've been up to, why I haven't been posting videos, but also hopefully to say, yes, I'm going to be getting back into some videos. It will be slow, and I sort of want to talk about that in this little mini video that I'm doing right now. So I figured while I'm doing that, I might as well get into my 1.1 series and just sort of walk around and remind myself of where we got up to in the previous one. I'm not really going to talk to it, but you'll see it in the background while I'm sort of talking. So I do have some notes here about the stuff I wanted to talk to. So I'll be using my notes. I know this is new, I'm just going to skip it all. It's all just a distraction. So the main reason why I haven't been making videos, I've sort of been very much lacking motivation. It does take a little bit of time, and not a lot of time to make videos, but some time. And I just haven't been able to get motivated to utilize that time to play Stardew Valley, plan it every day, plan out an episode, put it together, publish it. You know, it's really not that much effort, but it's just getting the motivation to do it, and that's been a bit of a challenge. Both myself and my partner, that's sort of been the same for both of us. It happened earlier this year, a little bit at the end of the last year, so we decided to plan a holiday, a really large overseas holiday. We've never really done that before. I've never been over, I'm from Australia. I've never really spent much time overseas. In fact, besides going to Singapore, I've spent no time overseas. So we planned a really large 6-week holiday in Europe, where we're going to go to Italy and France and England, Germany, some of the more northern countries like I think Sweden, Croatia, those sort of areas. But unfortunately, back in April this year, my partner was diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, which then turned into acute myeloid leukemia, and it sort of bounced between those two diseases. So it's been a tough year for us, which is pretty fair to say. We're not there and finished yet. In fact, my partner's currently in hospital receiving some treatment for that disease right now, but she's going really well, which is really good to hear. We're not out of the woods yet, but things are looking pretty positive, which is a really good sign, hopefully. So fingers crossed that continues, and within the next few weeks we'll know that that was quite successful. But we've still got a decent way along our journey before things go back to normal. When she gets out of hospital, we'll have to spend a fair bit of time going back to do tests and treatments and a range of things. So still going to be pretty limited in my time over the next few weeks, in the next few months, but I still want to help me get some motivation back in general. I do want to sort of get back into some videos. It has been helpful to me. It's been fantastic while over the last 6 months. Every couple of weeks, someone sends me a new comment on one of my videos saying, "Oh, look, miss you, man. Hope you're doing well. Take care. But if you do get time to watch your videos, I'll be really pleased to see one." So that's been great. Thank you for all those messages. Really does mean a lot. And I sort of want to get back into it to sort of as a bit of a thank you for those comments that have come through. So what will I be doing? So I'm sort of planning to change it up a little from what I've done in the past. My channel is largely a Stardew Valley channel, and I've tried all these little side projects, but largely none of them are really caught on, both from a sort of community perspective, but also from me. A lot of those series is a sort of 3 to 7 episodes long. I don't really want to make those type of series anymore, so I'm going to slow down with the sort of secondary content that I've produced in the past, because it's just not achieving what I want it to achieve. I'd rather get the longer series and a few smaller guides and sort of tips videos that I do plan to do. So I might do some streaming as well. I think I've decided I want to probably do a stream once a week, which will be on a Sunday morning for myself. I think it equates to about 1700 EST, which I think is the afternoon in the US time zone, and that'll be afternoon Saturday in the US and morning in Australia. And I'm not sure where that equates to in Europe, but I'll put a link to my stream down below, as well as the timing that I plan to stream. I'll probably just stream for a couple of hours. But also I do want to start making some videos again. So my initial thoughts on the videos that I'm going to be making in the short term, I got to be some really simple guide style videos. So while over the last sort of few weeks I've sort of been getting back into the Stardew Valley, I'll say community a little bit. I've started watching a few streamers, trying to understand what the mechanics of 1.3 are and what some of the changes. And one thing that I've sort of noticed is I tend to comment on other streamers and try to give them advice, but it's very difficult to do that via the comments. And generally I get into, let's say, a debate with some of the people in chat, where some of the points that I try to make is not necessarily in a disagreement with them. It's just I have a slightly different view on why I would go down a different path. Why I would choose a particular crop to use, or why I would choose a particular profession as the skill choice over the other. And so I think it'd be nice for me to put a few videos out to sort of describe what my views are on those sort of things. So the first video I was planning to do is just that, a skills and profession overview video, which hopefully will come out within the next week, where basically I'll go over all the different rewards from skilling up in each of the skills, as in I'll have a discussion around farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat, and I'll talk to the pros and cons from my perspective on all these profession upgrades that you can choose. Interestingly enough, in 1.3 you can now change your professions overnight, or at least I think professions of one of the trees overnight, and I get the impression you can do that as many times as you want. So I will also talk to that, because I think that does change the dynamic a bit. Like, to give you a really rough example, one of the things you could do for farming is you could choose tiller, and I think there's a farming profession at max that increases the crop growth speed. And what you could do is at the start of the season, you could choose to have that as a profession to make your crops grow faster, and then when you've collected all those crops and turned them into artisan goods, you could switch over to the artisan goods to actually get that whole extra burst of money, and you actually get the benefit of both of those talents, or professions I should say. So I sort of want to talk to those sort of things. I'll also talk to things like, in my play style, these are why I've chosen these skills, but under these sort of circumstances you might want to pick these skills instead. Because most of the professions do have a place depending on what your play style is, so I want to have a bit of a chat about that. But I'm interested in suggestions from everyone else, and if you want to leave a comment, that would be fantastic, around what some of these other videos that I could do as small little tip guides. Just keep in mind, my editing skills aren't the greatest. You probably noticed on my previous videos. It's very much just recording what I do in game with a few little overlays, with very minimal editing or putting artwork in or anything like that. I do want to keep it simple, but if there are things that you think I can do under that sort of constraints, let me know and I'll try my best to put out some of those videos. In the future, I still very much do want to make a 1.3 sorry, multiplayer series, and I do want to do it with my partner, but it's probably going to be a month or so away before that starts. So we'll see how that goes. Because this being 1.3, it would be great to have a multiplayer series. So that's what I was thinking from a YouTube video perspective. But I might just talk to streaming as my cat goes a little bit crazy in the background. I do plan to do some streaming. wanting to do two different styles. I think I'll start with basically streaming the type of style that I play, and I was planning to label that something along the lines of goal to 2 mil in year one, which is basically what we achieved in this particular playthrough. But I was planning to do that just so people are aware that, that's the style that my stream is going to be. I've set a goal. I think I'll smash the goal. We did certainly in this playthrough, and I've learned a lot more since doing this. And there's also extra things that we can do, like for instance, these garden pots will now help in year one and get you extra gold. Gives you a bit more things you can do with that, as well as a few other mechanics that I think will help along the way. For example, that one I discussed around switching your professions up. So I think we'll easily, I suspect we'll easily meet that 2 mil, but it just sort of hopefully sets the scene of the flavour of what the style of play will be. The other stream that I was possibly going to do, depending on the people that actually watch my stream, is have a community farm where basically I run the farm, as you would expect, but every stream, whoever's available and has played Stardew Valley, I'll invite you to come along. You can join my game, and whilst you won't be there for the whole journey, or maybe you will be if you come to every single stream, but we'll ultimately have a farm where the community that I play with has built it together, rather than just me playing and everyone else sitting back. So if that appeals to you, let me know. I will start my streaming tomorrow, or in, I think it equates to about 14 hours time when I'm doing this video, which is at 7:30 Australian time on Saturday night. So I'm not sure what that'll be, what time it gets released, but very shortly after it gets released, I will do my first stream as just the 2 mil goal in year one, and that's what I'll be labeling it as, and I'll be starting that series. But depending on the people that come, after I've been streaming for a while, if there are enough people and people do want to sort of switch to that community farm ideal, I might do that as part of the stream tomorrow as well. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not expecting a lot of people to come to my streams. I mean, in the past, I have done a little bit of streaming. I've never really had more than, say, 5 viewers. That's largely in part due to the fact that I don't really have a routine streaming schedule. I haven't been able to build an audience. I'm very inconsistent with the streaming I've done. But I'm also very new, obviously. So I'm not expecting a lot of people. It'll be a pretty chill stream tomorrow. Like I said, if you want to come along, please do. But I don't have a whole lot of expectations. If at the end of the stream there's only 1 or 2 people watching, I'll open it up to say whether you want to play other games, being it D3 or StarCraft 2 or Stardew Valley multiplayer, or even if you want me to play on your Stardew Valley game for 20 minutes or something, I could stream on your farm where I help you out, as an example. We'll work that out tomorrow, but that's just some of my thoughts. I'm pretty chilled with what my plans are there. So that's pretty much it. The short summary is, apologies for being away. Thank you for all your comments. I have been appreciating it. It has been fantastic to receive those. I am going to start producing a little bit more Stardew Valley content. It will just be Stardew Valley focused, I assure you, just for the short term. But it will equate to probably just 1 stream a week and 1 YouTube video a week. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. It may expand beyond that, but because I'm just getting back into it, I don't want to burn out, and I don't want to commit to something too over and above that I'm just not going to achieve. So that's what my thoughts are. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to that. If there's anything else you'd like to hear from me, or you have any questions about anything over the last couple of years, or what my plans are moving forward, I'm happy to answer questions in the comments or come along to my stream tomorrow. But besides that, guys, I might just wrap that up there. Thank you again for your support. Appreciate it all, and I'll hope to see you soon. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.